Tyree Jackson experiment at tight end, it's working. It is working. The question I have is this. Does the emergence of Tyree Jackson mean the Eagles are going to be that much more motivated to trade Zach Ertz?
Hail the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly. Scary Cooper, asshole.
Oh, Dingbat!
Oh shit! Oh shit! That was crazy!
Happy trails, Hans. Dallas still stinks. You're by doing King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day, a great weekend. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but every time I do my opening now, I think of Bad Dog doing his imitation video of me, and it cracks me the hell up. It's hilarious. You gotta love the guy. But it's funny as hell, man. No doubt about it. Now, I got a lot to say this video. I got a lot to say on a day that the Eagles are pretty quiet, getting ready for joint practices with the New England Patriots the next few days. It's going to be very interesting to see. But I got a lot to say today, and I got to get it out. Okay? First, before we get into it all, I got to say, if you have the Newsbreak app, maybe you want to get the Newsbreak app. Click the link in the description and give your boy a follow, because I'm over there now. I was over here now, but now I'm over there now, and now I'm over here now. So definitely give your boy a follow. I'll have an exclusive video over there tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss it, okay? So you know what to do. I love yous. Thank you. Okay, now, the other thing real quick I have to say before I get too far in this video is you may be looking at my eyes. You may be hearing the raspiness of my voice. I may be having to get a drink during this video. It's not because of what Bad Dog says. I'm not doing that. Philly 500 doesn't do that, okay? I can't have my shadow being the FBI chasing me all night long. I can't do that again. So we don't do that, okay? The reason I'm like this is because there's fires all around me. I'm like surrounded by fires, and it's all the smoke is coming in. And I was outside earlier, and man, it's just burning my eyes, my throat, my sinuses. There's nothing you can do about it. It's all over the place. It's brutal, man. Every year I deal with this crap. I'm sick of it. Okay, but it's killing me today. So I apologize if I have to get a drink or I start coughing. I can't help it. But that's what's really, that's what's going on around here. So what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Now, I get so hyped up about the Eagles, okay? That's just the way it is. I've always been like that, always will be like that. I can't help it, okay? But I am finding myself really excited about this specific team. I'm really excited about this specific team for multiple reasons, okay? And on Thursday, there was a new reason why I had to be absolutely excited about this team, okay? And that was Tyree Jackson. The emergence of Tyree Jackson as a tight end blew my mind. Okay, I heard good things about him in practice, seen him running routes in practice, catching balls and stuff. But when you see him on the field and you see how big he is, 6'7", he's 23 years old, he's fast, he's very athletic. I mean, he was the Buffalo Bills quarterback. He was a quarterback last year on the Bills. Okay, now he's coming to the Eagles, and they are trying to convert him to a tight end. And let me tell you this right now, it is working. It is working. This dude is a tight end. I'm telling you, when I look at him on the field and I rewatched it, he reminds me of Jimmy Graham. That's who he reminds me of. Now, he's got a long way to go. He's raw and all those kind of things. He's got to develop. But he has all the tools, okay? He had 2 catches for, I think, 32 yards on Thursday. The guy never played tight end in a football game before. He just went out there and he did it. And this experiment is going to work. This experiment is beautiful. And they have to find a way, in my opinion, to keep this guy on the roster. Like, you have to keep this guy on the roster. You cannot let a young guy that talented, who's that raw, just walk away. You can't let him go. You can't cut him. You can't do it. Because let me tell you, they're practicing with the New England Patriots this week. Okay? And I tell you, Bill Belichick will not only know everything about his players, he's going to be watching everything about the Eagles players. And if he sees that guy and he sees he got cut because he didn't make the roster or something like that, he will sign him and he will develop him into an all-pro tight end. That's just the way it is. This kid has all the potential in the world. You have to keep this kid on the roster. You just have to. You know, if he catches a ball in the regular season for the Eagles, he'll be the tallest receiver since Harold Carmichael, who just went to the Hall of Fame. Shout out to Harold Carmichael. You know what I mean? I never really got to see him play. I was a little young for him, but my dad tells me how great he was all the time, and I know he was from watching his highlights. So this kid has a lot of potential. 6'7". 6'7". I mean, dude, go up and get the ball at the high point. It's very hard to stop, especially in the red zone. So to me, you have to keep this guy on the roster. You definitely do. Okay? I need a drink, you know. It's like I said. Pinky up. You always drink your pinky up because it means you have class. You know what I mean? So, now, you have to find a way to keep this guy on the roster. There's two ways that you're going to do this. One, he's going to make the active roster. Okay? Or two, you're going to have to stash him. Because if you cut him and you waive him and you try to get him through waivers, it ain't going to work. Somebody is going to take this guy because they're saying this guy can play tight end. The experiment is working. And every GM probably already has taken notice. You cannot let this guy go. So there's two ways to deal with it. One, you gotta sit there and you gotta let him make the roster and make the 53-man roster. Well, it's not really 53-man anymore, is it? But either that, or you have to stash him. You have to stash him on IR. He has to come up with a phantom injury. Like, oh, he stubbed his toe. Oh, he cut his fingernail and it got a little bloody. We got to put him on IR for the year. You got to do something like that. You have to be very, very careful not to try to run this guy through waivers or anything like that. I personally, this is what I would do with the Tyree Jackson situation, okay? If it was me, I would keep 3 tight ends. I would keep Dallas Goedert, I would keep Richard Rodgers, and then I would keep Tyree Jackson. Now, that means Zach Ertz is not on this roster, obviously. That means that I would have to move on from Zach Ertz. I know this always rubs people the wrong way. They don't want to hear it because their attachment to Zach Ertz. I love Zach Ertz. I think he's a Hall of Fame player. Okay? I think he's going to be in the Eagles Hall of Fame. I give him all the respect in the world. But we are a young team. We are moving forward. We are turning this roster over. We are turning the page. And we got to let the young guys play. That's how I feel. And maybe before the development of Tyree Jackson, you could argue to keep Ertz. Now I think you gotta try to move him because you have to keep this kid on the roster. You just have to take that opportunity or take that chance. Now, the only other way you can do this is if you want to sit there and instead of trade Zach Ertz, you want to trade Dallas Goedert. And I'm not even going to knock the plan because if you decided to trade Dallas Goedert, and then you can sign, let's say you can sign Zach Ertz to like 3 more years, all right? And then the hope is that then Tyree Jackson takes over at tight end. You could possibly do something like that, but it's going to cost you a lot more money, okay? And you're dealing with an older player, which could mean a lot more injuries, things like that, declining play. Me personally, I signed Goddard before the season starts, and I try to trade Ertz. I think that's the best way to go about this. What can you get from Ertz? I don't know. But I do know this. I watched Buffalo the other night. That team needs a tight end. If they get a tight end, if they get a guy like Zach Ertz, they could possibly win a Super Bowl. So a team like that should be willing to pay a 4th-round pick for Zach Ertz, in my opinion. You got to take it. I mean, a 4th-round pick to possibly win it all, you got to take your chance if that's going to put you over the top. All right? So you have to. That's probably what I would do. I'd probably move Zach Ertz. Now, if you don't want to move Zach Ertz and it's like out of the question and you're going to keep Zach Ertz, then what do you do with Richard Rodgers? Do you cut Richard Rodgers and keep Tyree Jackson? You could definitely do that. That's definitely possible. Or, like I said, the other thing is you keep Ertz and you keep Richard Rodgers, and then you stick Tyree Jackson on IR. Now, if he's on IR, I don't know how much he can practice with the team while he's injured, things like that. I would rather have him on the roster. Let him be on the field at practices, on the field during game. Even if he gets a few reps here or there, let him learn. Let him get out there and learn. Because I think this kid's going to be a player. Okay, I think he's going to convert to tight end. He is going to go somewhere, and he's going to be very good. And if it's not with the Eagles, some other team will take advantage of this. No question about it. So, in my opinion, you have to sit there, and you have to find a way to keep Tyree Jackson. And if you're going to keep Ertz, then you probably have to cut Richard Rodgers, and then you have to, then keep Tyree Jackson. But they're not going to keep 4 tight ends. I don't think they're going to keep 4 tight ends. So what are they going to do? Now, me personally, like I said, I would trade Ertz. I think the Eagles are trying to do that. I still believe that they're doing it. Like I said, they went to Ertz. They say, have a good camp. Come in with the right attitude. Be clapping on the sideline. Be cheering. We're going to try to get you, build up your trade value, and then we'll try to move you. But work with us, and we'll work with you. And I think that's the plan, especially with the emergence of Tyree Jackson. I think you got to find a way to keep him. You have to find a way to keep him. And it's going to be very, very interesting. I think if they could trade Ertz, keep him, that would be the best way. If you can't trade Ertz, if you're going to keep Ertz and Goddard, then you have to sit there and you have to let Rodgers go, and you have to keep Tyree Jackson. I just think he's got to stay on this team. He's too talented and very raw at that position, but you can't let a 23-year-old like that go. You just can't let him walk out the door. That's what I think. And like I said, I personally would not trade Dallas Goedert. Some people think you should. It's a possibility, something you could do. I would look to move Ertz and then see if I can keep Tyree Jackson. If not, you got to cut Richard Rodgers. But either way, no matter how I slice it, no matter how I look at it, Tyree Jackson has to stay on this team, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. So for you guys who've been watching me since I moved into this house, look how quick they've built over here. They have built really, really quick. All these houses, it's kind of crazy, right? No question about it. But what I wanted to show you was look at the sky. If you look up in the sky, you see it's all cloudy. That is all smoke. That is the smoke. It's not storm clouds or anything like that. That is all the smoke we're breathing in. Every once in a while, you can see little ashes falling, floating down on the car. It's kind of crazy. But that's what I'm dealing with. That's why my eyes and my face and everything is all whacked out, because of the smoke.